new Code Facebook Live show and Instagram Live. Hi, everyone. I'm streaming on both Facebook and Instagram, and I'm super fired up this morning. I'm just, actually off a call with my one of my teams, and we got into this great conversation, which is inspiring me this morning to share the message I have for you today, which is, I get asked all the time, how do I make more money? How do I create more wealth inside my business? How do I have a bigger impact? And that's what we're going to talk about today. The number one way to activate your wealth is going to surprise you. And if you are a spiritually conscious entrepreneur, you're going to want to have your heads up. What I would say to my kids, like, listen with your ears, because I'm about to share with you the number one thing that you must do to activate your wealth. And as spiritually conscious entrepreneurs, this is actually really, really awesome because it's good news. It's not about a certain tactic or a strategy or even a mindset. It's not even about a mindset, which is great. It's about your being. So the number one way to create more wealth inside your business is by having a spiritual shift. A spiritual shift is the answer. That is what you're actually seeking. So anytime that, let's just say, your cash reserves are drying up, you're seeking money for investment in your business, you are wanting to raise the price of your programs, raise the price of your products, and there's a fear there, or maybe it's not catching on, something like that, then what you're actually hitting up against is what I call a glass ceiling. So it's this glass ceiling that is also a level of your being. It's a level of your being that up until this very moment, you have been living with a specific limitation, a belief about what's possible for you, and you haven't yet broken through that. And how you're going to get there is by having a shift, a spiritual shift in your wealth consciousness. Now, there are 4 possible spiritual shifts that you can have when it comes to your wealth consciousness. And I'm going to run through each of those. So the first one is having a spiritual shift around your value, okay? And how you see the value of what you create and what you put out in the world, how you serve your clients, how the value of your products and services. Right? This is something that I call money as service. So as spiritual beings, all right, because we are human beings having a spiritual experience. And the purpose of your life is spiritual expansion. That is the purpose of your life. It is not to be an entrepreneur. It is not to make money. It is actually to awaken spiritually. That is the purpose of your life. And so when you see your business from this lens, and you see everything that you're creating inside your business, every problem you're looking to solve, every challenge you come up against as an entrepreneur, as an invitation to spiritually expand, to raise your consciousness to a higher frequency of your being, to see more as God, and to become even more of a heart-centered being, who is generous and loving and in service to others, you will have a shift in your wealth. So when it comes to money as service, that is the first possible shift that you can have. So you want to take a look at, where am I believing in my value and where am I not enrolled in my value? Right? And this is an ever ongoing journey when it comes to being an entrepreneur, right? Because you will have shifts in your prices, whether it's, raising your price, changing what it is you offer. There's always a value question that you're looking at. And when you come from a place of how can I serve more, there's always this, the answer is going to be in this little sneaky place inside of you that has been holding something back. I call it hoarding your wealth, where up until this moment, you just simply haven't been willing to give that much, whatever that is for you. Okay, so being willing to give more. And it's not just in your own, what I call a core offer, which is something that I teach inside my community and how to get really clear about what you offer. I'm talking about just being a giving, serving human being. How do you show up behind closed doors? How do you show up in relationship? Are you of the mind of what's in it for me? Or do you genuinely care about others' lives and seeing that when they have a positive shift in their lives, so do you and so does the world? Money as service, right? Money will flow to you and through you and increase in your life simply because you are being a human being who is in service to others. And when you are in service to others, you are giving. You actually crave to give. You wake up in the morning and you say, who can I make a difference for today? And there isn't it's about me or for me. Something I've taught my clients, a long time ago, about a year ago, I was saying to them, filter all of your choices and your intentions with this filter of, is there a me inside of that? Meaning it's for me, or it's serving my ego, or a need I have, a lack, a limitation. If it is, take it out. Take you out of it, because that's not genuinely being of service. When you will give to others without the need for anything in return, simply knowing that you are being called. By money as service means calling. What are you being called to do today? Who are you being called to help? And you get outside of a silo around that. Well, I help here because, this will help my business or helps my family. All of that is selfish thinking. Now, there's no beat up about that because we've all inherited a very narcissistic, selfish type of human culture. But the goal, the intention of awakening spiritually is to be less ego and more spirit. Okay, less ego, more soul. So take a look at where can you be of more service to your world everywhere. The next possible spiritual shift you can have that will activate wealth for you in so many directions that you can't even imagine is love. Being loving, being a more loving human being, being more loving as a parent, being more loving as a spouse, being more loving to your clients. And again, this is not about you. Okay, so I'm giving this to you like a formula, but don't let your head or your ego make it a strict rule. Right? Because what I'm talking about is a way of being. A way of being is actually showing up like this 100% of the time, no matter what's going on, to be loving. I will never forget, I live in Puerto Rico when we went through Hurricane Maria and the aftermath of that, it was a disaster zone here. The entire electrical grid was knocked down. Cell phone towers weren't working. We had no gas. We had no cash. There was a run on the banks, and then the cash was gone, and they were rationing. If you went to a couple banks, you could take out $20 bills, and that was it, $20. So imagine being in a survival situation, and how are you being? Are you being generous? Are you being loving? Or are you showing up in scarcity, in fear, in me and my family? All right, I'll tell you, put yourself in any situation like that will show you your true colors about yourself. So being loving is to become unconditionally loving in every situation with every human being, no matter if they've hurt you or whatever, but is to be a loving human being unconditionally. Unconditional love, and the reason why this works is because the frequency of unconditional love is so powerful, you guys. It is so powerful that it will activate a level of spiritual light within you that instantly attracts and magnetizes divine wealth to you. It is how it works. It's divine law, is what I call the cosmic laws of abundance. Love absolutely conquers all. It solves all. It is the solution to your money problems, is love. Now, another way to shift yourself spiritually to activate wealth is truth. Money as truth. When you are being authentic about, first of all, who you are, I call it a radical truth. Like you're taking a radical stand for who you are, just like I am right now, which is I'm sharing and dropping this truth. And I'm saying to you, look, if you're trying to create money any other way than what I'm teaching you right now, you're going to keep chasing money because you believe money's outside of you and you're in an illusion, right? So money as truth is for you to take a radical stand for what you know to be true, to be real, and being willing to be judged, being willing to not be liked, and do it anyway. Money as truth is sharing the vibration of your voice, which is actually your soul song into the world. What is your message? What is your wisdom? Don't borrow other people's messages. Don't compare and say, oh, I got to craft it this way and perfect it like this, and then it'll be, pleasing, or it'll hook in the right way. Okay, that's being in control of your wisdom. Soul level wisdom is what I'm talking about. When you are standing in the power of your soul level wisdom, you become highly attractive. Even if you become controversial, you're attractive, right? Because people are talking about you. People are saying, wow, like, look what this woman's saying. Look what this man is saying. They're debating it. They're discussing it. Okay, so your truth, your soul level wisdom, which you have collected through all of time and space, through the travels that you have had as a soul, when you bring that into your business, you bring it into your communications, when you can do that everywhere, no matter who you're speaking with, not just when you're speaking to the choir, but actually standing in your truth 100% of the time, not only are you authentic, okay, which people will feel and they'll trust you and they'll believe you and they'll want to be led by you and hire you as their mentor, their coach, or their trainer, because they'll say, I trust you. You're honest. You're honest, right? Money as truth brings a vibrational consciousness to you. It's actually a body of truth. It's a body of truth. And when you deliver it, it's a transmission into the world. Again, you raise your wealth frequency, you attract divine wealth. Now, the fourth and final way to have a money shift, to activate your wealth, is through money as God, and what I call money as God. Money as God is in the vibration of gratitude. And the reason for that is because in God and with God, everything is a gift. Everything. Everything. Everything is perfect just the way it is. Even the most challenging of situations in your life is perfect. Even the hard stuff that's going on in the world right now is perfect. And so if you are someone right now who is not in that perfection, and instead you're in judgment, you're in criticism, you're in the lack point of view around what's happening in your life, which is to be a victim to it or to be angry about it, which is to be aggressive about it, then you simply cannot have this shift that I'm talking about. Okay, money as God is to see as God sees and to activate God within you, what I would call God consciousness. All right, and there are some mechanics to that I teach within my community. There's a space within your heart where you can actually activate this. It's a portal where God source, God energy that I call God fuel can move through you and begin to transform your thinking and your way of being around it. But the simplest way that I will teach you is gratitude. Get into gratitude. Be grateful for everything. It is all a gift, because if it's happening inside your life and it's happening in our world, it is meant to be happening. It is purposeful. And when you can realign your point of view, your perspective, to see the purpose and to open up to the possibility that there's a gift of abundance a gift of abundance inside the experience of the challenge. And listen, I'm talking about real deal stuff, you guys. Disappointments, sadness, frustrations, anger, losses. You know, when you can transform that, you are no longer fighting what is, but actually accepting it, and you are genuinely grateful, because you know energy doesn't lie, so you can't trick it. You can't say, "Oh, I feel grateful." No, you can't trick it. Now, it does help to be able to say, "Okay, I know I get to be grateful. I'm going to open up to the possibility that there's a gift in this experience for me right now." If it's a struggle you're having in your business, where you're wishing something was going different, you wish you had more clients, or you wish you had more money in the bank, get grateful for what is right now. Opening up to that possibility and saying, well, if this does exist right now, it means this is my level of consciousness, which means there's something in this experience for me to see and actually fall in love with. When you can fall in love with it and say, you know what, I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'm grateful that this is the experience I'm having right now, because I am learning to be more loving. I am learning to give more. I'm learning to see where I was stopping myself, to see where I was afraid. And if I didn't have this experience, I wouldn't get that awareness about myself, that breakthrough about myself. Money as God is an incredibly deep relationship. And when you're willing to go there, and when you're willing to become grateful for the gifts of every experience you're having as a spiritually conscious entrepreneur, the world will open up to you. You will realize that you are the creator of your experiences, and you are the creator of your world. And when you can see that, there is nothing to not be grateful for, because it is all your generation. It is all what you are creating, so that you can actually have a wealth breakthrough. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing to see that. You're setting yourself up for an experience that is exactly the doorway to your wealth. You know, this morning I woke up feeling a little heavy. I wasn't sure why. You know, I had a great weekend, an amazing weekend with my family. We went horseback riding in the rainforest. We walked out to this amazing beach called Playa Escondido, which is hidden beach, secret beach, we call it. And it was just an amazing weekend. And so why I woke up feeling a little heavy was odd. And I said, what's that about? And then I started projecting it into my week and, you know, things I have coming up. And I started to see myself like running on this negative loop. And I said, no, obviously I'm creating something right now that is a doorway, a gateway for me to break through. And you know what I did in that moment? I prayed. I closed my eyes and I just asked. I asked God to show me how to break through. And what I heard was, go through the gateway, pass through the gateway to heaven. Now, I didn't exactly know what that meant. I saw a vision. I saw a gateway and I saw light. I saw light on the other side of that gateway. But I immediately got this feeling, this awareness that I was standing on one side of a gateway where I was one version of myself, and that when I passed through this gateway of light, I would become another version of myself that would be more filled with light and more connected to God and more filled with love. That's all I needed to know. And I said, yes, I will do it. I'll pass through the gateway. And I watched myself in a visualization, and I did it because it was more than a visualization. I just passed through this gateway, and I instantly had a shift. And in that shift, not only did I feel lighter in my being, I instantly got that I wasn't being grateful, that I was looking at everything with a glass half full, rather than seeing that I have everything that I need right now. And you know what's so cool is this, what I just explained to you took longer than how long it actually took to do. It took maybe 30 seconds. And then I walked out on my balcony and there was a rainbow. Now, rainbows for me represent miracles. That's always been a sign from my soul. I know then my soul is sending me a signal that says, hallelujah, you did it, you broke through, there it is. And that's all I needed. That, I'm putting my faith on that. It is done. It was instantly done. complete. And since then, you know, I'm having a great morning. So I share all of that with you because this is the power you have to create a spiritual shift within you. That is the first step. It is the most important step to activating your wealth. There is nothing outside of you that will activate your wealth like this. You know, you can try different strategies, tactics, things that, you know, are out there. There's a lot of solutions out there. Okay. But if you don't get this, you will find yourself in the same level of consciousness where you're doubting, where you're feeling limited, and you keep repeating the same actions and getting the same results. Maybe different actions, but getting the same results as well. The key, the secret to activating your wealth is to spiritually expand and activate yourself into more light, into more love, into more wisdom, and becoming more of a God consciousness upon this planet. All right, you guys, I hope that supported you and served you today. I'm going to put a link in here if any of you are interested in having a spiritual shift this week and you want to create that acceleration because it can happen fast. Then I encourage you, I invite you to book a call with one of my coaches. They will walk you through the spiritual shift that you need to activate your wealth this week. All right, you guys, I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And I can't wait to hear what breakthroughs you create this week.